Welcome to the Midnight Library. I see you found your way here, despite the hour. Tell me, what time is it where you are? And where are you listening from?
My son Albert turned 15 last week, so I planned a weekend trip to the beach, just the two of us. I just wanted to do something nice for him, something simple, something that felt like love. We hadn't gone there in 12 years. The last time he was only 3. Tiny, shy, and afraid of the waves. He doesn't even remember that trip. It's always been me and him. No father, no grandparents, no one else. Just us against the world. So this wasn't just a vacation. It was a reminder that after everything we'd been through, we still had each other. We left early Friday morning. The drive took about 2 hours, long enough for him to fall asleep beside me. He packed his old swimming gear. It didn't fit anymore, but I didn't tell him that. I'd already bought him new ones as a surprise, neatly folded inside my bag. When we arrived, the air smelled like salt and coconut oil. The place was called Seawind Bay. Same beach as 12 years ago. Our villa was small, nothing fancy. Wooden floors, white curtains, a balcony facing the ocean. Albert smiled the moment he saw the water. "Can I go play, Mom?" I nodded. "Go on, but stay where I can see you." He ran toward the shore, and for a moment I just watched him. Tall now, yet still my little boy in my eyes. I unpacked our bags, arranged the small cake I'd brought, and hid his birthday gift. Everything felt perfect, like the kind of moment I wanted to last forever. When I checked the time again, it was 1 in the afternoon. I stepped outside to call him for lunch, but he wasn't there. I looked toward the water, the rocks, the nearby stalls. No sign of him. I walked faster, then ran. Checked behind the lifeguard post near the trees by the food stalls. He was nowhere. A few kids said they saw him walking toward the far end of the beach earlier, but that was all they knew. Something cold spread through my chest. A kind of fear I can't describe. I went to the patrol office. They took my photo of him, radioed lifeguards, searched the shore. A few officers went into the water. I followed them everywhere, calling his name until my voice broke. By sunset, they still hadn't found him. The sky was orange, the waves darker now, like the sea was hiding secrets I couldn't reach. One of the officers sat beside me. He suggested he might have been kidnapped. Kidnapped? No, I shouted, my voice cracking. He's 15. He's smart, strong. Someone would have seen something. The officers exchanged weary looks. One finally said, 12 years ago, a little boy went missing here too. Those words froze my blood. I told them to keep searching. They promised they would. But I saw the exhaustion in their faces. By midnight, they'd stopped. I refused to go back to the villa. I stayed in the patrol office, holding Albert's photo, whispering his name until my voice broke. I could still see him in my head, running across the sand, smiling, calling me Mom. The image looped in my mind like a cruel memory. I thought maybe I'd wake up and this would all be a bad dream. But the hours kept passing, and he never came back. Sometime around 2 a.m., exhaustion finally won. I fell asleep on the bench, still holding his photo. When I woke up, it was morning. My neck hurt from sleeping wrong, and my eyes burned from crying. Then I heard a woman's voice from the next room, soft, hesitant. I saw him yesterday. He was playing by the water. He didn't remember me at first, but when I showed him his picture, he cried. My heart jumped. Could it be Albert? I stood up, dizzy, and walked to the door. Inside were 2 officers and a woman I'd never seen before. Pale, trembling, holding a stack of old photographs. "Excuse me," I said, almost shouting. "Did you find my son?" The woman turned toward me, and in that single moment, everything around us stopped. She stared at me with a kind of pain I'd never seen before. Then she whispered, "Your son? You mean my son?" For a moment, the world went silent. I didn't understand what she meant. The officers stood between us, their faces unreadable. Then one of them spoke to me quietly. "Mrs. Harris, please sit down. We need to talk." Their words blurred together. A missing child case. 12 years ago, a woman who lost her 3-year-old boy. A DNA match. They said I'd taken him that day, that I'd raised him under a different name, that he was never mine. I shook my head. No, that's not true. I found him crying by the water. No one was there. He was alone. My voice cracked. I didn't steal him. I saved him. I couldn't breathe. Memories I'd buried for years came flooding back. A crying boy on the shore, lost and afraid, whispering, "Mommy?" And me whispering back, "It's okay, sweetheart. Mommy's here." They let me see him once before taking me away. He stood at the doorway, shaking, his eyes full of questions he didn't know how to ask. "Mom?" he said, barely a whisper. I smiled through the tears. "Yes, sweetheart. It's me." They call me a kidnapper. Maybe I am. But when I close my eyes, I still see him running through the sunlight, laughing, calling me Mom.
Another chapter closed. Leave the candle lit in the comments and tell us what part of the story stayed with you.